You're listening to Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family. Welcome to Sleep Stories for Equestrians. I'm your host, Ashley Winch. We're so happy you're here to relax and unwind. If you fall asleep and miss the story, we will recap it at the beginning of the next episode. We've also selected and edited these stories for ultimate relaxation, removing any stressful bits without affecting the story's integrity, so you can focus on drifting off to sleep. With that, let's settle down and prepare for our story. The gates are closed, the horses sleep, the day's work done, the chores complete. Now let us rest, our bodies and minds. Drift off to sleep and close your eyes. It's time for us to turn down for the night. Now let's breathe in, breathe out, and turn off the light. One more time. Breathe out, breathe in. Now, let us begin. Cricket followed Captain John and Larry to the department store. "There's the bucking pony," cried a small boy as they neared the store. Soon, a crowd of admiring children followed Cricket. Captain John led the way to a special elevator which took them to the toy department. Cricket stared with round, inquiring eyes at the lights and counters piled high with toys on all sides. Over in one corner of the floor, the Toyland Circus put on a continuous show. There was something going on all day long to entertain the children visiting the store. Just as Cricket arrived, a baby elephant finished his act and walked slowly towards the exit. Then 4 clowns ran into the ring. Cricket watched them turn somersaults, stand on their heads, and fall around like ninepins. They seemed to be made of rubber. There was something familiar about the 4 tumblers. Then Cricket recognized his old friend Coco from the circus. He lifted his head and neighed a loud greeting to the clown. At the pony's call, Coco turned and looked across the ring. "Hey," he shouted to the other clowns, "there's Cricket." The 4 clowns ran across the ring to greet Cricket and Captain John. "Let me introduce him, Captain," said Coco. He waited while Larry took off the pony's blanket. Then he led Cricket to the center of the ring. "Ladies and gentlemen," Coco raised his voice, "let me present my old friend Cricket. He's the greatest bucking pony the world has ever seen. $5 whole to anyone who can ride him around the ring. It's easy when you know how. Watch me." The little clown jumped on Cricket's back. Cricket remembered his circus act and bucked. Coco landed on his head in the sawdust. The laughter of the children drew a big crowd. The clown got up from the floor. "See how easy it is," he said. "I almost won that time. Who's next?" The day before Christmas and the last day the pony was to be in the store, Captain John noticed an eager-faced little boy sitting on an end seat. Several times he started up from his seat, but each time sat down again. "Hello there, son." Captain John sat down beside the boy. "Do you like ponies?" Oh yes, the little boy was embarrassed when the great Captain John sat beside him. "I had a pony once. He was not much bigger than Cricket, and he could buck too," he added. "Where is your pony now?" The little boy sighed. My father lost his job and we had to move. I couldn't bring the pony to the city. Well, well, that's too bad, said Captain John. He rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Then he looked at the boy. You know how to ride. Why don't you try for the prize, he said. I'll bet you could use $5. He stood up. I think I could ride 'em all right, and, well, you're next. Here's your chance. Captain John lifted the hesitant boy and put him on Cricket's back before he could change his mind. The little boy was a good rider, and he stuck tight while Cricket jumped, humped, and bucked. Captain John glanced at his watch. We've got to leave right away, or we'll be late for the theater, he said to Larry. Come on, Cricket, he called the pony. Maybe Cricket didn't see the signal, or maybe the captain didn't give any. Cricket trotted up to Captain John, his rider still on his back. The audience cheered the victor. Here's your $5, and a Merry Christmas to you. Captain John patted the winner on the back. The little boy hugged Cricket. He held the $5 bill tightly in his hand. Thanks, he said to Captain John. I can get Christmas presents for the whole family. He wriggled his way through the crowd. Life behind the footlights was not so interesting to Cricket as the circus had been. He missed his friends, the show horses, and he missed Big Mom, the elephant, most of all. Sometimes Cricket met horses in the stable at night, but the life of most workhorses was uninteresting, and they were usually too tired to talk after the day's work. Cricket shivered under his blanket. He had the blood of hardy Shetland ancestors in his veins, and he was strong enough for the coldest of winters, but life in the circus and the theater made frequent trips to the barber necessary, for his black coat had to be kept sleek and glossy, and Cricket was glad when winter passed. Wild flowers in the fields and birds singing in the trees meant that the long sunny days were coming. Then the blood surged through his veins and he could hardly stand still. He became so full of life that no boy or girl could ride him around the stage. Captain's $5 prize money was safe. Cricket was getting too lively. Luckily, Captain John's engagement in the theater was ending. It would soon be time to join the circus again. Thank you for joining us on tonight's episode of Sleep Stories for Equestrians. Allow this gentle music to carry you off to dreamland.